What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Animation Revaluation Podcast. With me, as always, is Jay.
Let's go. What's good?
And we have James back again. What's up, James?
Hey, how's it going?
And then, of course, I saved the best for last, Lizer.
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
What's up, guys?
Doing pretty good. I got nothing to complain about, at least this week. No weird fuck shits happened, so
No weird fuck shits happened yet.
don't jinx it, bro.
I'm sorry.
I got the rest of the weekend to go, bro.
Nice.
Bro, it's fine.
Can't be doing this.
It's fine.
Is it?
I think? I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
just do
understand
that.
anymore. You can't just do that. It's been an okay week, though.
Yeah, mine's about the same. Although I am going to a concert today.
Oh, nice. What concert?
Pitbull.
Mr. Worldwide?
Yes, Mr. Worldwide.
Damn,
I've never seen him.
Dale.
Bro.
You know, I was just like, oh, I was just like, hey, want to go to Pitbull concert? I'm like, sure. It's like they're like $40 a ticket or something.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I don't know. I was like, that's like, are you insane? Like that's it's hella cheap, and it's like
It's a
sold out.
steal.
I know. I was like, okay. I mean, sure. I mean, like, fuck it. Why not?
In the world, the world's been in crisis, so Mr. Worldwide
think-
is affected. So.
I know. I never even like. I didn't even listen to a lot. I mean, like, I know his songs, but like, I'm not like the biggest Pitbull fan. But I mean,
There's that one song that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
that's the extent of my Spanish. Yeah.
Zumba, hey, el corazón rumba. ¿Cómo?
I think I was saying that for like a week.
Yeah.
Just so that I could just practice like what songs they'll probably play.
All right, so this week we watched a little anime called Eden of the East. Now, I didn't really know how to explain this one, so honestly, I just took the fucking like Wikipedia. It's like, fuck it.
I'll be honest. I couldn't explain it if you asked me either.
It's like I really don't know.
This one kind of threw me for a loop.
So here we go. I'm reading this off of the Wikipedia page. On November 20... Oh, should I do like a dramatic reading? On November 22nd, 2010, 10 missiles strike Japan, but there are no casualties. The apparent terrorist attack is named Careless Monday, and no one takes responsibility. 3 months on, university graduate Saki Morimi visits New York City and then Washington, D.C. for her graduation trip. Outside the White House, where she was fucking throwing like quarters or some shit, Saki encounters a naked Japanese man suffering from amnesia. The man, after receiving Saki's coat, follows the direction of a concierge, Juiz. There's Juiz. I lost where I was. On his unusual cell phone to an apartment where he finds multiple fake passports, choosing the identity of Akira Takizawa. Saki then appears to retrieve her passport, and they return to Japan where a new missile has hit. Takizawa discovers that his phone carries 8.2 billion in digital money, and that he is part of a game where 12 individuals called Salakau are given 10 billion to save Japan in some way. The Selekau are able to contact Juiz, who can fulfill their orders for a price. However, if the money is used up completely or for selfish purposes, the individual will be eliminated by the supporter, the anonymous 12th man of the group. He also encounters other Selekau, including the police officer Yusei Kondo, Baboon, a neurosurgeon named Dr. Hajime Hiora, Baboom, and a serial killer named Kuraha Diane Shiratori.
Who?
Kuraha Diane Shiratori.
What?
Kuraha.
What it? Or
I'm gonna help myself.
What is she also known as?
Oh shit, I forgot already.
Wasn't she like? Was it the Johnny
Johnny
Killer?
Killer, the Johnny Stealer.
The Johnny stealing.
Johnny Cutter? Johnny Picker? Johnny
Appleseed.
Johnny Appleseed. There it is.
Take it or leave it. That's it.
Figured it out.
There-
Got it.
There it is.
Yeah, I really didn't know how else to explain the story except just go by what it says. Because this shit is like, especially only watching the first 5 episodes, like what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it's just so crazy. Like there's so much that went going on. Like I try to like understand. Like it's been a while since I watched this, and just rewatching, like I don't remember any of this. So like, why is it so complicated? Why is it so complicated? like it's like because you find out like the guys is like I think he was like because there's like what 12 of them or something 12.
Yeah, 12 total.
12 total.
And they mentioned like a name like Noblesse or Neblesse,
Noblesse oblige.
Noblesse oblige.
which I was like okay, like I don't know what that is.
That's kind of like
And then
the genie saying your wish has been granted.
okay, and then he's like I think he was like number 9, but at least like on episode 1.
It's like, please continue. It's like, please continue being a savior.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically the 12 people, or the 11 people, are tasked with, you have been given this special phone that has 10 billion yen on it, which is like, we looked it up, I think it was like
That's so much money.
it was like $9 billion or something like that.
It's like, so 12 billion yen is
Like 90 million?
Hold on.
As far as I know, like when it says billion in yen in dollars, it's like million. Like I think it's like you lose like 2.
Yeah,
decimals
there's
or
2
something.
zeros.
Yeah, you lose 2 zeros. So like it's like
Yeah, so 12 billion yen is about $108 million.
So this is closer to like 90 because it's 10 billion yen.
which is like not a lot. Like you actually like if you at least so like the extent of what they're supposed to do, it's like it's not a lot.
Yeah, it's 90 mil.
Yeah,
I couldn't even fathom how much 90 mil is.
it's I think 1 million more than 89 mil.
Fuck up.
It's like $90 million.
Yeah, it's something like that.
I want it all in singles, bro.
All singles.
I want it all singles.
I'm gonna break my back trying to deposit it in the bank. But like the 11 main individuals of the Selicow are given like these special phones. Here's the phone, by the way. I thought the phone looked really cool.
I also thought the phone looked really cool. I
And it
was
has
like,
like
damn.
fingerprint tracking, like way before the iPhone had it.
I was like, oh. It's like, okay.
So they're given this 10 billion yen, and are basically told like, hey, was it make the world a better place or make Japan a better place?
I think it was make Japan a better place.
All right, fuck the world, make Japan a better place.
Yeah,
And
it just
how
how
it
it like
goes.
that sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like the rules are like, you can do anything you can basically imagine with the money, but if you use it selfishly or if you run out of money like before anyone else has and like haven't done good, they're
Cheating.
sending someone out to kill you, and that's the 12th person. I don't remember if the 12th person is also like loaded with money or if he's just, there.
I think the 12th person does have they have a phone too.
Yeah, I think that
I know
they
they
were
have a
also a
phone.
phone. Yeah. They were the supporter, right?
Yeah,
the supporter.
they definitely have a phone. I just don't remember if they have so much money.
Mm.
But
Sure they
the,
do.
that's the stipulation that they get, and like the show opens.
No, yeah, it is. I think, yeah, and I remember it is. They do have money, and they're part of it, but they're part of the game. But it's just more like that's just also something else they have to do, kind of like keeping the other. Was it Kurt? The other the pretty much the other 12 in line, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah. So it like basically opens up where we see Saki, like I said before, just standing in front of the White House in DC, and
Obama.
she's
when you guys watch that like the cab driver, did he look like super sketch to you?
I mean, he's a cab driver. They all look super sketch.
He looks super sketch to me.
You look like your typical cab driver in
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
DC, bro.
Yeah, he's your East Coast cab driver, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys just see more cab drivers than I do, because I don't. There's not a lot of cab drivers here. It's all like Uber drivers here.
I wouldn't feel comfortable getting an Uber anyways, but like it's just kind of how it is.
Yeah. So she's there, and I guess she wants to throw a quarter in the fountain
In the fountain on the Great Lawn.
It's not a fucking wishing fountain, so I don't know why she wants to do that, but all right. Foreigner's gonna foreigner.
What I found funny was the cops.
the cops that just watched her.
Yeah, they were just sitting there watching her, and it was like,
Like she reels back and throws it with all her might, misses, and then they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" In like really bad American accents.
yeah, I don't think they would have said anything if she hit the fountain. It's like you get one try.
Bro, she could have been throwing anything too, like flashbang out.
Bro,
But
I'm a flashbang. I'm a Great Lawn.
but they start questioning her, and like they're speaking English. She speaks Japanese. I don't think she can understand them. It doesn't seem like she can. Yet at the same time, it seems like everyone can understand Japanese. So I'm really confused about the whole language situation in the show. But as she's like getting overwhelmed by them questioning her, suddenly there's this naked dude, and he's just holding a gun and a phone. We're like, what the fuck?
I really appreciate the censorship they used.
Yeah, they just like the white light. What I thought was cool was that at this point we know absolutely nothing about him, right? So we see him raise the gun and aim and put the phone to his head, and then like a sound plays, and suddenly he doesn't know where he is or who he is. And I was like, huh? Like, did he wipe his brain right there? And like we find out that he did have his memories wiped, which is why he doesn't know who he is. But they say that he got it done at like a place that like knows how to do that or whatever. So how is it that he just like raised the phone and it played a sound and he was just blank?
Oh yeah.
I need answers to my question. And I've watched this show and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
It literally, it's like it's kind of like a mystery thing. It's like it's just kind of like it gives you more questions than answers, and like slowly like you get those answers. But
do you though? do you get the answers?
So. I feel like it doesn't come clear until like the end. But,
Yeah,
like, I know there's like what 3 movies and like
12 episodes and 3 movies.
Yeah,
That's so much.
Yeah. It's good though. This is definitely one of those that like you'll spend a majority of like what, there's 12 episodes we said, right? So you'll spend like episode
There's 11.
So you'll spend episode like 1 through 7 going, what the fuck am I watching? And then like 8, 9, 10, 11 you start getting all the answers like nonstop.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like overwhelms you and you're like, what? Huh? You gotta like rewatch those last couple episodes just to make sure you understood everything.
I like the part with like especially like in the first episode when you have like you don't really know what's going on, and he goes up to like one random guy in like on the street.
He takes his pants.
takes his pants, and the guy's
just like, yeah,
that
sure,
gives it to him, he's so happy. Like he's so happy.
Like he
here,
waves at him
take
down
it.
the street.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, man, take my pants.
I made the joke that I was like, well, he's like a white businessman in DC. He probably doesn't have much to fear.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's fine. what I thought was funny was like he's running around naked and everything. So a very distinguishing trait for any man would probably be his twig and berries, you know, his Johnny.
Yeah, it's Johnny.
Stop.
Yeah.
It was,
So it
it
gets
was
to this point later on where like a female cop comes and she's like, you kind of like match the description of this dude. I need to see your Johnny, and he drops trowel like no problem.
Like no
And
hesitation
and
whatsoever.
she blushes and she's like, "Oh my god, okay. Well go ahead, have fun on your date." And I'm like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, how did he disguise his dick?" And he just goes,
It was
"When
cold
it
out.
was cold out when the picture was taken." I was like, "Dude, this
So
dude's
when it was
packing.
cold-
This dude's fucking packing."
Yeah. Yeah, it was just so funny. Like I guess because in the beginning, because it was so cold, and like I guess it resembled an Asian dick, but he actually like packed it. Later when he warmed up.
It resembled an Asian dick.
Yeah.
Way to offend the audience.
I know. Literally, it's like a bunch of those jokes and dick jokes.
Yeah,
Like, literally,
there's
like-
so many dick jokes. What I really enjoyed was, like, I remember things as I was watching it. I'd be like, okay, I remember this part, so this happens next, you know? Jay, you've never seen it. So I was watching it with you, and I would, like, in my head go, okay, this is what's happening next. And then you'd be like, what the fuck? like there was the part with the cop. He's getting tailed by, like, these people who he owes money to. And he just picks up his phone. He's like, Juice, kill these two guys. And you're like, what? And he starts, like, pointing his finger. And you thought it was the anime where the dude was, like, pointing his fingers and shooting people.
Yeah.
And like you were like, oh shit, it's this. I'm like, no. Like, even in this picture, you can see it. The cop car behind him.
Yeah.
Someone is in the back seat with a gun, and they just like popped the two dudes. And then there was another dude that saw, so he's like, all right, kill him too. It's like pop, done. And then they just drove away. And we just kind of sat there like, what? What is this?
I was just like, see, I thought it was like some supernatural like entity when they were like, "Hey, Jews, like fucking do this for me," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Is it like Jewish AI or
It's just the power of money.
Do you want an answer to that?
no?
Okay.
Because they're gonna finish it.
Oh really? Because I was gonna like go full on spoilers for the anime for this episode.
It's not gonna stop me from watching it.
Because I'm like it continues with the 3 movies, so it's not fully spoilers for the series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm cool with you going like to like episode 11, type shit. But like, cause I'm gonna keep watching this because it's very interesting.
Oh, we already got your answer on that. Cool. I want to talk more about the detective and like how much a fucking idiot he is. Because we're introduced to him just with him like holding the phone, and he's getting like every time Akira buys something with his like 8 billion yen that he has left, all the people who have the phones can check the logs and see what the other ones are doing. So they all have numbers 1 through 12, so they can see like who got what. So he's checking it. He's tracking down Akira, and he finds him. And Akira walks up to him like all nonchalantly. He's like, "Oh shit, we got the same phone. Do you also have this, and this?" And the cop kind of like plays it off, and they walk away. But then you find out that like he wants to get rid of Akira and take his phone to transfer the money over, so he can like start a new life. So you could have did it right then and there.
Did you find it weird that like literally in the beginning, like you pretty much think he's a terrorist,
That's what I thought.
and then he tells Saki, "I'm a terrorist." Lol, JK.
But is it JK
That's-
though?
I was like, is that something you're supposed to say in an airport?
Literally, like my thoughts when he said that. It's like, "I'm a pedophile." Lol, JK. I'm like, it's like, or like, why are you like? It's like out of everything they joke about. Like, I was like, I don't think you just tell somebody like, "I'm a terrorist." JK.
You don't.
I thought of it like in those lines. I'm like, okay. It's like if I was like her, I'd be like, okay, this guy's a little weird.
Just a little.
It's a little weird.
But I thought this guy was stupid for letting him go, even though he wanted to like take the phone from him anyway. But then, you know, we get later on where he tracks him down and like beats the shit out of him and takes the phone, and he like goes and basically like gets rid of all his money. He like uses it all up, and his plan is to run away with his mistress and start a new life. He starts texting his mistress like, hey, I got us a new car, meet me at this location, blah blah blah.
And like I got like all the money like you could ever dream of,
Yeah.
or like something like that.
Basically.
Yeah.
So he then attempts to transfer the money over, but the phone is locked by a fingerprint, so he can't open it. And I'm like, this motherfucker couldn't like request to know this information before he spent all his money, knowing that spending all the money gets you killed.
Get you killed.
So he starts like, at this point I think he's already started giving up, but he still goes to his meeting point.
The icing on the cake.
Yeah. So I said mistress, not wife, because he has a wife. And you know who shows up at the meeting point? His wife. Because he texts the wrong fucking person because he's an idiot. So his wife shows up and she has her phone in her hand and she's like, oh, what would you do if you text your wife instead of your mistress? Pulls out a knife, shanks him, and then just leaves. And he just like lays down against the wall and starts bleeding out. And Akira comes and it's like, oh shit, dude, what do we do? And he's like, get the fuck away from me.
he's just fucking bleeding out and shit.
And like
I
people
found
are
it
just
weird
walking.
that the wife knew where the husband was, because like I think he only told the meeting point to to Akira, and like only thing he texted to the mistress was like, we have enough money to fool around with. So like I find it weird that the wife already knew where he was.
I think he just made the same meeting point for the mistress and for Akira. I would have to watch it again to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what he did, just because he's a fucking idiot. And he just like dies there, like he just bleeds out, and people just keep walking. I was like, what? And like they hear sirens going off, and they're all looking the opposite way of him.
Yeah, I was like, bro, someone just got stabbed in broad daylight.
Broad daylight.
No one's
nice
one's
boated.
gonna question it.
He got nice boated in broad daylight, and they're like, all right, bye.
Nice boated.
And then the next
Funny,
time,
we actually saw a nice boat. It's crazy.
oh, you uploaded a picture of the censorship. I didn't realize.
Yeah, we were talking about it, but
And then like the next time we see a phone holder, as I'm gonna call them, is the doctor. And you know, Akira finds out that you can check the logs, so he sees that someone got like a X-ray machine or MRI machine or something. He's like, obviously that has to be a medical professional. So he's able to track the doctor down, and he just like walks up to the front desk and he's like, hey, did somebody buy this machine lately? And the lady's like, bro, I make like fucking minimum wage here. I guess the director would be in charge of that. And he's like, I want to talk to him. So he's in the meeting. Tell him that I'm what is it? Salikao?
Silicao, yeah.
Tell him I'm a
So
Salikao. And then like he gets a phone call from the director, Hajime. And it's like they start discussing things, and he's like, I'm not here to kill you. I'm not the the person that's doing that. At least I don't think I am, because I have no memory. He's like trying to explain everything. And the doctor's like, oh, don't worry about it. I got something that'll help you here. And then this like nurse shows up out of nowhere. It's like, take the pill, that'll help you with your memories. So Akira, like a dumbass, just takes the pill, and he gets roofied and wakes up in like this barren room at the top of the hospital, and immediately pukes his guts out. Then like this little robot comes out with a phone, and the phone basically has I don't know if it's pre-recorded or if it was just him
I
getting
think
the
it was
directive
pre-recorded.
again. Yeah, I think so too. But basically it explains to him, it's a message that explains to him the reason that this is happening, and it's someone called Mr. Outside who is funding all of this, and basically tells him, I did this because I want Japan to be a better place, and it explains the rules that we already went over and all that shit. And seeing him hearing this for the first time and everything, I guess the director Hajime is finally like, okay, you're not the guy, you're not the one that's gonna kill me. I just wanted to make sure, because I have like this deal going through right now and I don't want to die before I see it happen, but it just got approved, so we Gucci. And he like gives him a drink and everything. They just like kind of sit there and discuss things for a while, and he like gives him some advice. It felt very much like a mentor moment, and I was like, why does it feel this way? This is the first time these guys met. But I really don't remember much of what they talked about. Do you either of you?
Yeah, do you remember he stole? Like, oh, sorry, Jay.
No, you can go ahead.
They,
If I,
they did. He did. Remember, because he was a terrorist and all. Remember, like, he stole like a lot of like meats. Yeah, I think I put it in the chat right now. Like, he stole like, I don't know, because he had a picture when he went to his like apartment. And
Yeah,
it was,
it's
like,
this picture here.
Yeah, and it was like a bunch of neats. And as far as I know, like up to episode 5, like you don't know where to go, but like I guess like he part of his like 10 billion, I guess in the first 2 billion yen he used to like buy like a mall, like a big shopping center, like a big red, I don't know, like I guess a good chunk of the district, I guess, of for, I don't know, like I remember the doctor mentioning it, like everything that he bought. Yeah, I think my favorite pot that he bought, I think it costed him like 62 cents. I think he paid off like a politician to say uncle.
To say mercy.
Mercy.
Yeah, yeah, mercy. I watched the dub one. He says uncle in that one. So I said, so I was like, so like it got him like, just saying that he got like 12% up in the polls, and like I don't really know, but I was just like, it's funny. And then like I guess another like, was it one of the 12? It was like, it's like he really only gave that guy like 62 yen to say that.
It's like, what do you do with 62 yen? What can you get with 62 yen?
You can get a
Isn't it, like, less
politician
than
to say
$1?
uncle.
But that doesn't benefit me in any way.
It benefited him a lot.
It-
Like it did, like it literally did like everything that it had to do.
But I remember he also asked the doctor, like, do you think I could be a terrorist? Because he's trying to match up like his lapses in memory and all the stuff he was buying with like the Monday incident of the bombings, you know, the missiles and like all the casualties and everything. He's like, it kind of matches up. And then he sees this picture of all these like naked neats in the mall, and they're like writing his name on the wall. It's like, we're gonna kill you, we'll never forgive you, and all that type of shit. And he actually sees that room when he goes into the mall again, and it's like barren except for like a pile of phones and like dirty clothes and old food and stuff. So he starts thinking like, maybe I was really a bad guy. And he just
Didn't
kind
he meet with somebody?
Huh?
Like, sorry, didn't he meet with somebody, like some random guy? Like did he like? I don't know if he sent needs, but didn't he send them somewhere? Like,
so
least, like...
yeah, I'm gonna get to that.
Okay, move on.
But right now this is just talking about like the doctor thing that happened.
Oh yeah.
So the doctor kind of like reassures him. He's like, I never actually, you know, met you before, but just based on your spending, you don't seem like that kind of person, like from what I see in the logs. So he's like, all right, well, you gotta go now, kid. They're gonna send the dude after me. I'm gonna die. He's like, no fucking way. The doctor like walks him away to the elevator. He goes down, gets on his bike and everything, and then you just see someone enter the doctor's like office. You don't see what happens, and then you just know that he's dead. Like, oh, okay.
It was on site.
Yeah. But for what you were talking about, James. Sorry, 2 J names, cool. That's not gonna get confusing.
No.
He's like walking around. I think he was going back to the mall, maybe. And the dude was like walking back, and he's like, Akira Takizawa, you bastard! You sent us to India or whatever it was. Like, fuck
Goodbye.
you. We had to work. They were calling us lazy and bitches. Blah blah blah. I met my wife there. Thank you. It's like, huh? Excuse me? Are you angry or are you upset? What's happening here?
I would be. He just randomly sent me to India without like no way back or no money. You're just like, it's like, hey, like I'm gonna kidnap you, take you to India, and, like on the opposite, on a third world country, opposite side of the world, and no means to get back or anyway, just like just figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, I see you put up a picture of the dog too. Can't forget the best character,
That's the best character.
the Shiba.
Mm-hmm.
Do they even give it a name?
I
It
no,
has.
no.
I thought it did.
At least like at least on the 5th episode.
The
it
5th
did.
episode, no.
No, I just name it Shiba or like Shiba Inu.
Sheeb. Little Sheeb. Look at the beans. Look at the toe beans. Love it. Best character. But he just kind of like is trying to figure shit out for himself. Keeps having run-ins with Saki, who's like trying to go to job interviews, and there's like this really weird scene where she goes in for the interview and they start questioning her about the terrorist attack, and it's like, how do you feel about it? And she's like, well, since the first couple attacks didn't kill anybody, I thought it was fine, but then this one did, so that's bad. And they're like, ugh, what a milk toast reaction. This is why we can't trust people in the younger generations. Fuck you don't get the job. And then they like throw food on her. I'm like, huh? It's like that's like going to like McDonald's and they won't hire you because you said you don't really remember what happened on 9/11 because you were too young.
Okay.
What the fuck does that have to do with the job?
I feel like she still has issues though. At least like,
what do you mean?
at least like, because when you watch the first episode, like at least like what like, because when you like your first impression of it, she's like, I don't know, like after seeing like this naked guy with a gun and all that stuff, she's like, oh weird, and then like after all of that, she's like, oh, could this guy be my prince? And I thought it was just so weird, and like
she's young and in love with the idea of being in love.
Yeah, and then he's just like he doesn't know anything, but he knows everything about movies.
Yeah, he's a super big cinephile.
Yeah.
To the point that there's even one thing that like he was driving towards a bridge and like it was closed for construction, and he's like stands at the edge and two workers think he's gonna like jump, and they start talking about like, oh, this happened in a movie and blah blah blah, and he like jumps and has this whole fucking like hypnotic thing where he sees these skeletons named Johnny and all this shit that like never actually happens, and he climbs back up, he's like, oh, the movie you were talking about is blah blah blah. Yeah. And just walks away. I'm like, huh? Like, does this man not need to be like held for crossing the scene and like jumping down and doing all this? Like, can you not perform a citizen's arrest?
With that.
And then I think the next like big moment is probably the introduction of Kuroha, the female Selaka. As you see in this picture, she has some wings on her.
Yeah.
We saw up to episode 6. I ain't seen no fucking wings on her. What's that about?
Sure, it's just like, I don't think she actually has wings. I feel like it's just like, I feel like she's had some kind of like complex, like, how she's a serial killer. She probably like thinks herself like as above. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I think it's just more something symbolic, I guess. I don't think she's actually flying. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, at least like I didn't really like get much of her. I just like, the only thing like I know based on her is just more like she's like half naked in the bed, and that's like some like dead, not like, I think he looked dead, and then you just see like a cigar cutter next to his crotch, and it's like blood everywhere, and he's like not conscious, and I was like, damn, like that's
Pretty sure someone just dies from blood loss from that, but I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, and the only doctor we've seen in the series is dead.
Dead, yeah.
Yeah.
So he can't even help.
What do you think is the story behind the wings, Jay? You also think it's just mental?
Yeah. Or some Angel of Death type beat. I don't fucking know.
So if I'm being honest here, I don't remember. But according to my memory, she calls up Juiz and is just like, "Give me wings," and then wings just sprout from her back.
Bro,
Now that might be just like a fucking fever dream thing I had, or maybe like another weird vision that he has or something. But I swear that's what happens. And I think we're just gonna have to watch more and find out.
Damn. That would make it not like money, but more supernatural.
That's literally like what's in my memory. But that
I don't know, bro. That just kind of it seems right, but like it kind of feels right if you just insert it.
I don't know.
I bet it does feel right if you insert it.
As the dog's wings, the sheep's wings. I feel like it's as real as his, but I don't know.
I wish his were real.
Yeah, I wish he could fly.
What the dog do?
Just says that definitely happened. But as far as we watched, we got her introduction where the one dude was dead. We see that she has like a bunch of men lined up, and she's eating like a shit ton of food, and she's like, "If you want to be beautiful, you can't eat," and like contradicting it right then and there.
Oh yeah, if you can't be like an idol, it was like if you want to be an idol or something. I think it's like
a model.
It was a model, yeah. It's like you can't eat, and
Yeah.
she's just sitting there with a steak on her plate, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
she's
bro,
just munching on it.
that's crazy.
I thought that thing was so cringe, especially like after like seeing like that scene with like her cutting like with the cigar cutter next to the that guy. I was just like, damn. I was like, that's a really like, that was like a rare steak if you noticed.
She's into rare meat, and she likes cutting her meat and stuffing it in her mouth. I don't blame her.
She also asked Juiz to like fucking clean up her mess.
Yeah, she's just like, "Oh, it looks like I killed again. Whoops,
Again.
Can you clean it up?"
I did it again. Not like I knew what this was gonna lead to after like I don't know how many people.
I feel like that's kind of a tactic though, because I imagine killing someone costs more than cleaning up after I killed someone.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you got the cigar cutter. It looks kind of like a chastity belt type thing too, and I don't like that.
It looks very gnarly.
I think also it was like the same episode, I think. But I think what she's doing is like her way of like cleaning up Japan in a sense. Like I'm not saying what she's doing is like the right thing to do or completely like kosher, but
So since you said like you're okay with some spoiler stuff, I
Yeah.
will say at least when she first started doing these killings, as far as memory goes, she was targeting rapists. Now I don't know, I like can't quite remember if it's just like she just enjoyed killing or like just doing it so much she kind of lost her way. But obviously like she kidnaps Saki's friend that like has the crush on her and is getting ready to kill him. And I'm pretty sure he didn't rape anybody, so I don't know what the deal is there. Again, that's something we're just gonna have to watch and find out more of. I think this is the first time since we started this podcast that I've watched something and I'm like, I don't know what this is, and it's my second watch through. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot. I like you said, like it probably won't get answers until like closer to the end.
I don't even think it gets. I don't think it gets fucking.
I kind of forget if like is it like they leave you with questions and like that's what the movies are for. I forget.
I mean, there's some questions. The ending of the series is like the season is basically like a what the fuck type thing. 'Cause I do kind of remember what happens there, and you're just like, why? What was the point of this then? I do also remember the end of the last movie, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I like that.
I remember liking the movies.
Yeah.
Honestly, that officer is like nice cock, bro.
It's the
Imagine
wee
that's all
bowling.
you had to
Nice
do.
Me,
cock.
bro. That would have been me.
You get pulled over. This is all you have to do.
Yo, nice cock, bro.
All right, go along. Have a nice day.
It's the fucking. Oh man, I told this joke the other day. It's like, who's the most popular man in the nudist colony? Any guesses?
No.
No.
The one who can hold a dozen donuts without using his hands. And then the follow-up is like, who's the most popular woman in the nudist colony? And the answer is the one who can eat the last donut.
Bless the donut.
I'm just like, okay.
Who did you tell that to?
My boss.
That's like a big old pencil. At least I saw his donut holes. They're not that big. Like the hole of the donut.
Make them bigger, man. Make them bigger.
Make them longer.
Make them bigger, man. You gotta fin the schmeat. We have the schmeats.
Arby's?
Arby's, we have the schmeat. Not sponsored, by the way. But
Would be nice.
that's pretty much all we have as far as like just explaining things go. So what did you guys think of the actual show's episodes?
As I was very confused the entire time, but like it feels like it's telling a story somewhat.
Confused yet entertained.
Yeah, I definitely was enjoying the series because it wasn't just like I'm bored, but I also don't know what's going on. It's more of I'm entertained and I also don't know what's going on. But at least I can. It has my attention,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with that.
Like watching it, I'm pretty sure I had the same reaction my first time watching it too. It's like, okay, it starts off with the whole like him not having his memory thing, he's naked. I'm like, I'm intrigued. And then, it builds up a little more and you get the whole thing with the doctor and the policeman. It's like, oh, okay, now you have my attention. And then it shows Kuroha for the first time. Like, now you have my attention and my erection.
There are two things standing at attention right about now.
I feel like it's like I feel like it was kind of like because at least for me when I watched it, I was just like, I really don't know what's going on, and like it really didn't start really picking up until like the wife killed the husband of the detective,
and that was like episode like 2, right?
No, that was like episode like
I think it was 2 or 3.
It's like 3, I think.
I think it's 3.
Because they kind of like the meeting of the Seligows don't overlap in episodes, so I know like he meets him in 1, and I feel like he dies in 2, and then he meets the doctor in 3, and the doctor dies in 3, and then like 4 is, I honestly couldn't remember what 4 is.
No, I think the doctor died in 4, and then the detective died in 3.
Jess is confirming 3.
Yeah, and then the 5th one was
the introduction of Kuroha.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So I think it's like from 3 on. That's when it starts.
I
showing
definitely
off.
can't show the picture of her like first scene being showed. Like this was kind of like stretching it a little bit with her holding the Johnny over here.
Here's one. I think this one's more appropriate. This one's actually one with her wings that you were talking about, which I'm like, I was like, I think
that's not appropriate.
Like,
that's not appropriate.
Let me just delete that. That will never happen.
I can't show her in her underwear. Proceeds to upload picture of her in her underwear.
Oops. Oh, that was an accident. Don't get to be demonetized.
Oh no.
Hey, quick thing though, because I clicked the picture before it got deleted. She's holding someone with one arm.
Yeah.
She's kind of strong.
Yeah, I want. I'm gonna stay quiet.
Yeah, don't. I have a feeling I know where that statement finished.
What was I gonna say, Jay?
Not saying it.
Say
I'm a
it.
Christian child now.
I'm a Christian child now. I want her to ruin me. If she wanted to, she could peg me.
Oh jeez.
I'm gonna go down. Like, people are gonna like look at these, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have like maybe more than 5 viewers one day, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
One of the OG viewers are gonna be like, "Yo, he
Yeah.
said this like back then." He's like, "You wouldn't believe this, but yeah, it's true."
Can we cancel him for this? I don't
don't
know if I
know.
want to. I don't want to get anywhere near that, bro. Did you see him streaming Genshin? Did you see the noises he made?
Damn.
Oh my god! I did find that specific timestamp.
Oh no.
Saying I definitely I can't say I condone this, but I understand. And I say that a lot.
Specifically to me.
Can't say I condone this behavior. It's a lot of fatherless behavior going on.
A lot of fatherless behavior. Oh no. Demon time.
Yeah.
24/7 demon time. So I take that as, for the most part, we all enjoyed the 5 episodes we watched. I know I want to continue watching it, and you've already said you do, Jay. What about you, James?
I keep watching. I mean, I would rewatch it for sure, mostly for the Shiba.
Oh yeah, best character.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Now, if you had to rate these episodes out of 10, what would you rate it? Let's start with Jay.
I'll give it a 7, and for the simple fact that I'm still like, I know it gets better later, but as it stands, it would be a lot higher if I wasn't confused. But I guess that's the whole point of it, is like for you to keep watching, so then you end up like finding out what's going on. But there's not even like an inkling, bro.
Jess says she's on episode 8. I guess you like it,
Yeah.
Jess.
Yeah, she kept on watching.
What would you rate it, James?
You know, I feel like it really gets better when you know all the questions and all the answers to their questions. But
Oh, yeah.
like, for me right now, it's like I give it a 6.
Mm.
6. It's a little bit slow for me.
Understandable.
But I know like it gets like really good, because I remember like I forgot a lot of it. Like just rewatch. It's almost like I'm rewatching it again for the first time, and like I feel like I really enjoyed it. But like after rewatching like the first 5 episodes, and I was like I don't know what's going on, and I'm so confused. And there's all these like naked, and like dick jokes, and then cutting off dicks, and then I was like, and then you still have all these like I don't know, it's just like and then like all the Johnnies, and I was like, are those real? Are those like actual things? Or like is he like hallucinating? Like I thought it was just so weird, and then like I don't know, it's just like it threw me in a loop. But like I know for sure, like once like you know, like the Johnny killer, like the girl, I think like that's when like it really picks up.
Yeah. I think the show definitely benefits from like consecutive rewatching. like you watch the entire series, you binge it, and then you like watch the movies, and then start the series over with like all the answers fresh in your head, and you can like pick things apart as you're watching again.
Yeah.
And like you notice new things. It's really cool. I like that. That's a thing in this. If I had to rate just the first 5, I'd probably also give it a 7, just because it like there is a little bit of a slow build up. It is kind of confusing. If I had to rate it based on the whole season and the movies, I'd say it's an easy 9 for me. Look at the sheep. Look at the sheep. Best character.
The sheep.
Yeah, I would say like in total it's a 9 for me. I really enjoy it. It has a good amount of like what the fuck am I watching quality to it. Some dramatic stuff happens. It's nice getting your answers and like finally understanding things that are happening. I don't know. I think it's all around. I think it's very enjoyable. Now, I believe, Jay,
Yes,
you have a little something to share?
I do. And
He's pregnant.
I want to talk about it. But for next week, I have planned for us.
Eden of the West.
Wise nigga, the projects. What is your wisdom? How do you feel about games?
What kind of games? Like video games or like
Or,
games people
like,
play?
games in general.
I
Like
personally
games
like
people
games.
play.
Like stop playing these games with me or I'm gonna fuck you up, like that kind of thing?
Not that one.
Oh.
That's more personal.
Oh.
Like video
I'm
games.
talking about like chess or a
like
video
board games?
game.
I'm just gonna watch like Ollie's chess tournament.
Right.
I like games.
Okay.
I like
so
my good share of board games. I have quite a collection.
I've played Sorry before. Played Monopoly.
I played like 15 iterations of Monopoly.
I have Pokemon
Live.
Monopoly in my. Oh god damn it!
I've read the manga, so it's time to see how this got animated.
I just watched this not too long ago.
Really?
I mean, like literally, like just watched, like maybe a week before I started the podcast. I finished watching this.
Let's go.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
Same.
I don't think.
Wait, did I? I might have. I don't
I
know.
don't remember. I also don't
Because
remember.
I think the movie's unrelated.
What was it? I just remember like they like for the longest time they didn't make a second season, but they made like a movie.
Yeah.
They gave us what we really wanted the most.
Pork chops.
But it was good.
But No Game No Life is next week. I was in a little bit of a panic because I was like, fuck, I don't know. And I really didn't think about it because I was just
You were
No,
too
I mean,
like fucked over thinking about what you were watching this week.
I was very concerned at what I watched.
Why is this lady chopping dicks off and she's hot? She's wearing a G-string. I'm confused.
I'm very confused. It's like, what does she have to get naked for?
I'm not mad, but just why?
I feel like I feel like that one's gonna be a total like. It definitely is a different vibe compared to this one. It's like it's a lot more casual. You know, it's like it's games, so like they're.
I like games, so
I liked it. Yeah.
I'm indifferent to games.
What do you mean? You literally stream fucking games on Twitch.
Just tell me one time I've done that. You fucking liar.
You wanna go over the stealth mission again on Batman? You wanna talk about that? That's what I
So we'll see
thought.
you guys next week.
That's what I thought.
Meanwhile, I'm like getting ready to stream Genshin again. Oh no.
Um,
Yeah, I remember liking No Game of Life. I don't think I watched the movie. I did finish. I think I finished it. Like I binged it. This is probably the last anime I binged before I became like my insides crumbled to dust and I became old. Like overnight, I developed like sciatica.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good,
I think there's a certain like big boobied lady that I'm looking forward to seeing again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's fucking go. The Down Bad Chronicle continues.
Let's go.
Oh man.
What do you mean down bad? Nah, down cataclysmic is more like it.
I ain't even mad. I is what I is.
It is what it is.
I heard titties what it is. Oh man. Alright, well that was this episode. I'm Lizer. Thanks for watching.
And I'm out this bitch.
See you next time.
Bye.